guys, this is Johnny Crimson 2000 and I am going to be doing a Let's Play today. And today I'm going to be doing an arcade game, or rather I'm doing the PS2 version of the classic Capcom vs. SNK 2. Well, I consider it classic. Most people probably wouldn't. But Capcom vs. SNK 2 is the second installation in the Capcom vs. SNK series, at least the ones that came from Capcom. It pits characters from Capcom against SNK in a dream match that a lot of fighting fans have been looking for, including myself. But anyway, this is the intro. Capcom, of course, making this version. SNK made two other ones. One was a handheld game, and the other one was SNK vs. Capcom Chaos, which came out in the arcades and on the original Xbox. Man, 2001, so long ago, 10 years ago. But here we go, this is Kyo, SNK's poster boy, at least in this game, and Ryu, which of course everybody knows, representing Capcom. I really love this game. It makes it such a, I don't know, like such a wide spectacle of it all, which it is. I mean, when the first one came out, it's kind of like a, whoa, I can't believe they're finally doing it.
Capcom versus SNK 2. Mark of the Millennium 2001.
And there you go, the title screen, Mark of the Millennium 2001. Of course, I don't know, like the subtitle, I guess. Anyways, one thing to note, I am changing the game difficulty from the highest difficulty down to the 5 stars. One thing you guys have to notice is that back in the day, I owned this game. I played on the highest difficulty all the time, and I had very little problem actually beating opponents, but I hadn't played this game in years, so changing a couple things around. I didn't want to make it so that it was highest difficulty and I just a bunch of fail from like beginning to end, so I changed it. I'm selecting 3-on-3 matchup, and here's where you get to choose your grooves. I'm going to be explaining the grooves as we go along, as we meet them. But anyway, 3-on-3 basically is just this 3-on-3 matchup. The other one, the original one, is you have 4 points and you can fill it up between 3 characters, 2 characters, or 1 character. 1 character being 4 points, 2 characters with 2 points each, or 3 characters where 1 character has 3 points and the other 2, or 1 character has 2 points and the other 2 has 1 point. Anyway, first matchup is Dan, Kyosuke, and Eagle. We're fighting in Barentsburg. I'll explain the grooves in a little bit, but I'm going to explain every character as much as I know of them, and a little bit of tips for each one. So here we go, Dan Hibiki is the first one. Dan, of course, originating in the original Street Fighter Alpha. Dan is kind of like a mockery of Ryo and Robert Garcia from the SNK titles, kind of like a stab back from SNK for SNK originally kind of spoofing or taking the idea of Ryu and Ken from the Street Fighter games. But anyway, Dan is a joke. Little bit of trivia, Dan is actually not his name. I've heard several different sources. Some people call him Dan, but I think the original, the way you're supposed to say it is Dun, which is kind of weird, but he is from Hong Kong. Here's Kyosuke. Kyosuke is originating from Rival School series, which is kind of a shame. He's the only character from that series, which, you know, I really wish they would put more Rival Schools characters in more versus games. We saw Batsu and Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, but we really do need more. Kyosuke does have a cool move where he'll bring in Batsu and Hinata in one of his specials to kind of beat you up with it. I thought it was cool, but again, I really wish they had more. Anyway, to explain the grooves, you have 6 different grooves. You can tell at the bottom of the screen. You see N groove. I chose N groove. The opponent is choosing N groove. N groove, basically, you fill your bar up by attacking or getting hit, and you see the little 3 lights up. One box lights up every time you fill it up, and those are basically serve as your supers, so you can stock up on up to 3 different life power bars, special bars. Anyway, here is Eagle. Eagle originated from the original Street Fighter. Not many characters came from that, actually. There's still a couple that have never made it past that first game. Eagle, of course, uses the sticks. Can't for the life of me remember what they're actually called, but Eagle's cool. He's actually a heard somewhere that he's like a tribute to Freddie Mercury, and if you know anything about Freddie Mercury, you know that the thing with him is that he was homosexual, so some of his taunts and stuff can look pretty, yeah. Especially when you consider some of the ending taunts from in the Japanese version kind of hint to that. Or I think I've seen at least some of them from the English version. I know he has one with Dalsim where I think he asked him like, can you extend all your limbs? You know, whoa. Anyway, I finished him off with the Raging Demon. This is, of course, Geese Howard. I'm going to be explaining my characters, too, in the next matchup. Main thing, I won as Geese Howard, and this is my interpretation of it, how he sounds. You don't have the courage to challenge me again, do you? Ha, ha, ha. There you go, Geese Howard. Next matchup is Nakaru, Terry Bogard, and King, all SNK people. And we're fighting in Shanghai. So all 6 characters are from SNK. Shanghai, I love this stage. You're fighting on this rotating platform. It's really awesome, and it has a bunch of cameos. Anyway, Nakaru originated from Samurai Showdown. He has an eagle, or she has an eagle. She has this one tricky move where she slides on the bottom of the floor. That move she just did. And it can be tricky because it's really fast, and if you use projectiles like Ryu or Rio's Fireball, she can simply just go under that. You kind of have to watch her. She also uses the eagle. You saw it there a little bit a while ago. Kind of have to watch out for that. In the background, you can see Xiangfei from Real Bout Fatal Fury Special, which is always awesome, carrying pancakes. Okay, next up is Terry Bogard, originating from Fatal Fury. And Terry Bogard, his thing is that he likes to use his special moves a lot, so you have to be careful with that. He is constantly doing that too, so you have to be careful and be on guard. As you guys can see at the bottom of the screen, they're using a different bar, different groove. This one is A groove. A groove kind of mimics what, if you guys know anything about the V-ism from Street Fighter Alpha 3, and I believe Street Fighter Alpha 2 also does this. Basically, you have 2 different bars, or one big bar, but it's broken up into 2. Once you get to the middle bar, you can press, I can't remember which buttons there are, but you can go into like this super combo thing where every move you do gets multiplied. Anyway, this is King. King originated from Art of Fighting, and the original Art of Fighting. And her thing is that she likes to do a bunch of moves that are very combo friendly. You'll see her, she's going to whoop me up. I'm not going to lie to you guys. She's going to beat me up, and she's going to make me her punk. But she likes to do a bunch of flashy kicks and stuff like that, so you're going to have to be ready for that. The Venom Strike hits twice, so if you're not ready for that, you have to really be careful because you may throw a fireball at her, and she'll cancel that out with the first one, but then she'll hit you with the second one after that. Anyway, A groove also, you can see that it's full on her now. If you don't want to do the combo thing, it also works as a regular super bar, so you can do 2 separate supers if you want, like she did there. And she is going to own me, in case you guys didn't know. And King's thing is that she is a girl. I mean, obviously, you've been hearing me say she. But she is a Muay Thai fighter, and you saw at the beginning of her and Joe's matchup that they had a special intro. A lot of characters do have that between certain characters. This one, the origins for this is that King is a Muay Thai fighter. She had to go undercover as a male because Muay Thai, I guess, apparently has this thing where they don't let girls in. Go figure. So Joe is also a Muay Thai fighter, so there it is. And of course, Geese wins again. I don't really want to say his line again. Anyway, next matchup we have Morgan, Hibiki, and Kyo. Morgan, of course, being the only Capcom character. The other 2 are SNK. And I skipped over the stage intro because I was mad because King made me her punk. But we are now in Ao Marie. And I love this stage because you're in this big like parade going down the street, going in a float. And you can see, I think, E Honda and Haomaru in the background. That's who that is. Morgan, of course, originated from Darkstalker. She is that game's version of Ryu. She has a fireball that goes straight out. It's actually a bat. And she does have this kind of like dragon uppercut type thing, so you need to really watch out for that because she likes using it. It's a great anti-air attack. Of course, I used the Raging Demon and a fireball to the face to take her out. Yeah. Okay, next matchup is Hibiki, originating from The Last Blade #2. Hibiki is a samurai girl who likes to use her sword. The tricky thing about it is that she can hold her sword. She just did that slash thing, but she can hold it indefinitely. And the thing about it is that she can either go high, low, or middle, so you kind of have to watch out for that. You're maybe thinking that you can go low and attack her, but then she'll hit you. She also has this one dashing move which you go from one side of the screen to the other side, just like that. And that can be hit you off guard pretty quickly. Anyway, this matchup, they're using a different group. It's P group. P group basically tries to copy Street Fighter 3's system. You fill it's one big gauge. You fill your bar up by attacking and being hit, so it takes a while. But once you get it to full, it does the strongest possible power that you can do, like special power that's the most hard-hitting. Kind of in exchange for the fact that it takes you twice as long to fill it up. And you also do the parry move that was present in Street Fighter 3 move by pressing forward right when you get hit. Of course, Hibiki is no challenge for Mr. Joe Higashi, and I put her through a barrel. Booyah. And here we go, Kyo, final matchup. Kyo is SNK's poster boy, as you saw him in the intro. He is basically SNK's answer to Ryu, but not really. In this version, Kyo plays a lot like he did in, I want to say, King of Fighters 96 and forward. He uses a lot of punches that are covered in flames. He shouldn't be that much of a problem. I never really do have a big problem with him. He's a close quarter fighter, so if you have a good projectile fighter, you can use that and you'll be alright. But anyway, I took him out with Joe Higashi, and now he's proud of himself. Look at that. Just laughing away. And here we go, Joe Higashi. I'm not a player, I just win a lot. Okay. Okay, next matchup, we have Ken, Maki, and Iori. Or Iori. I've heard it been called different things. And we're fighting in New York. Yay.